The wait, it is over. The FIFA World Cup is officially underway. While we are a few days from the first match here in Houston, the partying is in full swing.
Full swing. Tonight we have coverage all across the Houston area, from Edo, where fans lined up hours before the FanFest opened its gates, to Bush Airport, where the team from the Democratic Republic of Congo arrived just hours ago. Also, the watch party at Pitch 25, where folks came to watch the first match of the tournament. That was Mexico versus South Africa. And down on the island, it was the first stop of the iconic Dutch double-decker orange bus. How about that?
And this is a live look at our cameras across the area. It is the calm before the crowds at Houston Stadium. As for the watch parties that happened today, that's where it was all hype. Hype may be an understatement. Pitch 25 erupting in excitement. This is the celebration after Mexico scored the first goal of the tournament. Luis Ortiz will have a live report from inside Pitch 25 during extra time, streaming on the KHU 11 app, coming up at 6:30 tonight. Now, the biggest watch party by far, FanFest in Edo. Thousands of people lined up to get in. In fact, the gates just reopened moments ago after they hit capacity less than an hour after opening.
Capacity 7,500. And they got there in a hurry today. The grounds opening at 12:30 will stay open till the end of tonight's match. That is between Korea and the Republic of Czechia. Orko Bana has been at FanFest all day. How are things now, Orko?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, the gates have reopened, so more people are able to come inside. I can tell you it was completely packed in the viewing area here earlier for the Mexico game against South Africa. You can still see that, though, there are plenty of people still out here because there are live performances happening on the stage here where those screens are. So this is happening in between each match, so the party is still going. There's still a lot to do here, and if you're not watching the matches, there are also plenty of other pop-ups and activities to do. I actually took part in one pop-up to get this pretty neat charm bracelet here. You can see these World Cup and FIFA themed badges here on this bracelet. So if you're watching the matches, or if you're getting some free merch, or getting on some of the free food, there's so much to do here. But it is really hot out here. We have seen some folks get some medical attention if they're here in this area or really throughout the festival grounds. We've seen emergency personnel and firefighters help people who are suffering from the heat. There are also some heat-related stations where there are misting stations and hydration stations to really help people. And that's the big message for folks coming out here tonight, is regardless of who you're supporting or where you're coming from, to prepare for the heat. I prepare for the heat myself. I have my water and I have a cooling towel as well. So if you're coming here, just be prepared for the heat. And they also have a medical services area here to help people who are really struggling with heat exhaustion. So there are those protocols in place, but it's still a party out here. Everyone's having a great time. Again, there's another match coming up later tonight, so we're expecting even more folks to continue coming out to the FanFest later tonight and really throughout this whole next month. For now, reporting live from East Downtown tonight, Orko Bana, KHOU 11 News.
Okay, we'll let you get back to your cooling towel and your water. Take it easy out there, Orko. Thank you.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Chief Meteorologist David Paul, he's talking about the heat. We got other things to worry about later.
Well, certainly hot and humid the next couple of days, but we're tracking a weather impact alert that's going to go into effect Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Whatever your plans are, this is the setup for heavy rain, for flash flooding rain. And so we are raising the alarm bells just a little bit Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with a weather impact alert. And it's because of what is going to attempt to develop in the southern Gulf as we head through the weekend. Now, just a 10% chance for development. So most likely it won't become a tropical depression or a named tropical storm. But it doesn't matter. What's going to happen is the moisture associated with this is going to head up the Texas coast and bring us a heavy rain threat. So Sunday, we go into a flash flood threat, which is a 1 out of a 4-tiered threat. That means we're going to see at least some street ponding, some isolated street flooding on your Sunday. Going to Monday, that's a more widespread flash flooding threat. We're going to have the tropical moisture interacting with a slow-moving front. I expect more widespread high water spots from time to time across the area on Monday. All right. FanFest down in east of downtown. Soccer fans are out here waiting on game number 2. It is very uncomfortable. It's doable, but make sure you're staying hydrated. It feels like 102 at Busch. Hobby feels like 100. Pearland feels like 102. So it feels like about 102 out here right now on the grounds at FanFest or wherever you are and whatever it is you're doing across the area this evening. Not much in the way of a rain chance going on. We've got some very isolated little showers here and there. Nothing in Houston, Harris County. For the most part, we stay just really warm and humid this evening. So stay hydrated this evening. And then as we look at tomorrow, it's another hot day with a feels like temperature in the afternoon of 104, feeling like 90, it will be 93 out there, feeling like 104. Coming up, we'll take a close look at the modeling on this spot in the tropics, this area of disturbed weather, and how it's going to impact the Houston area and the timing on that when I see you again in a few minutes.
See you then. Thank you, sir. As we count down to kickoff for the first Houston match on Sunday, a World Cup team that's gotten attention for something other than soccer arrived in H-Town.
Late this afternoon, the Democratic Republic of Congo squad arrived at their hotel. Go ahead, take a look. Quite the crowd to welcome them there, but that was not the only celebration. We were there when they touched down at Busch Airport today as well and made it through customs.
Yeah, Congo is dealing with a deadly Ebola outbreak, but it's something medical experts say no one here should be overly concerned about. Jason Miles has more on this team's journey.
The DRC team did not come here to Houston from Africa. They came from France. That is not far from Belgium, where they've been training because of Ebola. FIFA World Cup fever has hit Houston, but an actual disease has also caused some concern thanks to this team from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where a current Ebola outbreak has killed hundreds of people.
Because we're so connected and because we've had some experiences with outbreaks and pandemics recently, that creates some fear within the community.
Dr. Jill Weatherhead is an associate professor of infectious diseases and tropical medicine at the Baylor College of Medicine, who says that unlike many other viruses, Ebola is not transmitted through air droplets and requires close contact with a sick or deceased person or their contaminated environment. Additionally, the DRC team has been training in Belgium in relative isolation in order to avoid potential issues.
They quarantined in another region for over 21 days, which is the timing of disease where symptoms would emerge.
She says any spread internationally or through travel is highly unlikely. In fact, Busch Intercontinental is one of 4 hubs with advanced Ebola screenings for all Americans traveling into the U.S. from 3 African nations, while others may not be allowed to enter at all.
Enjoy the World Cup and all that it's going to bring to our city. And take precautions if you're ill, stay home, wear a mask, wash your hands. But in terms of Ebola, very low risk to spectators and community members.
The DRC team was not allowed to speak with us and are likely focused on their football more than anything. Houston and Harris County does have a joint Ebola dashboard online. It shows no active cases here at least, but some people are self-monitoring. At Busch Intercontinental, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
One of soccer's most recognizable fan traditions just made a special stop on the island today. This bright orange double-decker bus has followed the Dutch national team around the world for more than 2 decades.
Tracy Bragg in Galveston, where the Dutch orange bus made a stop today after a very long travel. It was shipped from the Netherlands more than 6,000 miles all the way here to Galveston. Now fans gathered to celebrate the start of the World Cup. The double-decker bus, famous for traveling to Dutch national team matches around the world, is now headed to Dallas ahead of the Netherlands' first match of the tournament. Organizers say the bus has been following the team for more than 2 decades and is expected to lead a massive pregame parade before each match. The orange bus will also return to Houston later this month for the Dutch team's match against Sweden.
Double-decker Dutch bus, love it. For everything World Cup, from road closures to FanFest, watch parties and more, text the word soccer to 713-526-1111. We'll send you links with all the information.